Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Roland Grimes Show Live. Roland Bubba Grimes, your host here on the Not Just Sports and Entertainment Show. Tonight we have a special edition on Friday night here in Capitol Heights, Maryland at Everlasting Life as we're shooting a live show to salute the members of the class of 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, give yourselves a hand. Job well done. We're going to talk to some of the members of that class who've come in this evening to talk about what it is that they're looking forward to in their future, where they're going to go to school, or if they're going to go straight to the Army, or if they're going to go straight to work. We just want to know what's happening with them, and we're going to have some dialogue about some of their journey and also some things that might be helpful to some of you parents and students listening out there. First and foremost, I want to thank the folks at Everlasting Life once again for letting us in this evening, and I want to also thank the parents and the students who have shown up tonight. In a very short order, we'll be back. We're going to take our first commercial break, and I'm going to introduce you to a young man by the name of Mr. Jalen Broom, who is also from the Maryland State area, and he played football in this area. I'm not going to get all into his resume right now because it's going to be a delight just to have him up talk to us for a little bit. And we have a few other people coming up after that. But first and foremost, I will be joined by my co-host, Mr. Self and Palmer Wilbur Skipper, as we get this party started. So, folks, sit back, relax, and enjoy the party. Roland Grimes, Not Just Sports Entertainment Show, Roland Grimes Show Live. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you. Once again, Roland Bubba Grimes here, Roland Grimes Show Live, Not Just Sports and Entertainment Show here on a special Friday night. We did this sort of impromptu. I had a chance to talk to Dr. Guru a couple of days ago, and we decided to put this together just as a Kickstarter to say hello and goodbye and good luck to the class of 2014, high school, college, and even some middle schoolers. But as we get started, I want to have you all put your hands together for my esteemed co-host and resident archaeologist, Mr. Self-Empowerment Wilbur Skipper. Skip. You haven't heard that in a minute,
I have not. Roland has a way of putting pressure on you, but he knows when to bring the pressure. So, being that we've been together a little over 2.5 years.
Since we was in the womb?
Yeah, we were in the womb. That's another
like
story.
my twin brother from another mother.
That's another story, but the good thing about it is that it's really no pressure. It's just what we do.
It's what we do. Look, he's not even sweating over here.
No, and normally the lights are like killing me, you know, and I'm sweating profusely, but today is a good day. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you enjoy the show. Sit tight. It's going to be a delight.
And again, for those of you who haven't seen Wilbur Skipper in a while, he's a svelte 101?
86 pounds from 215. I've lost 29 pounds in 3 months, and I had a candid conversation with your mom.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, prior to the show.
Oh, she can be candid, brother.
Oh, very candid. But I
She didn't
love.
say nothing about me, did she?
No, she said all good things about you.
Okay, great.
But I love your mom because we were talking about health issues, and one of the things that I'm very proud of is that I'm 6 pounds from my basketball playing days at GW. I never saw that coming. At 186, I played at GW at 180. two guard, and I'm almost there. So I'm feeling real good.
Dude, I was 186 in the 3rd grade, man. Get off the stage. I don't want you near me. Jay, how much you weigh now?
About 182.
All right, so both of y'all together can't match me. Y'all need to just go, both of you. Folks, I know you can't see them on screen yet. Well, you folks seeing them live, Kim, but your edited version. I'm gonna slide that mic up to you just a little bit. And Mr. Self-Empowerment, as we get started, once again, you have a great book, Life's Constant Struggles to Success. So all of you tonight, you get a chance to take a look at the book. If you can purchase one tonight, purchase one tonight. If not, go on Amazon.com, Life's Constant
That's
Struggles
correct.
to Success.
That's correct. The book is doing very well on Amazon.com. And we're, as I was discussing with your mom, we're putting together a nationwide book tour. We have New Jersey and North Carolina at this point on board. So we're real excited. I mean, this is taking off and doing some wonderful things,
Man,
and the
that's
most
great.
important things to empower these kids.
The Double Dutch bus is going to New Jersey, man. I can't
Absolutely.
wait. Let's load it up and get it done. Again, brought to you tonight by Everlasting Life, real-time pain relief, and the secret Dead Sea Salt Scrub. So, as we talk about real-time pain relief, I have a cat sitting next to me, to the left and their right. And you talk about inflicting pain on folks.
Wow.
All year long, all they saw was this mirror image of a guy getting this thing on a sweep or getting this thing on a quick hitter. And you know what they did, Skip? They blinked. And guess what happened when they came out that blink? The cat was gone.
Wow.
Man, how many yards did they actually record you for? Because I know you lost like 1,000 yards just on penalties. How much did they record you for this year?
About 2,125
Let's
yards.
give this man a hand, man.
Absolutely.
Understand this. Did that make you the top rusher in the DC metropolitan area?
Through 11 weeks, and then the season was over.
Through 11 weeks, he led the area in rushing. So he ran more yards, Skip, in one season than I ran like my first 37 years on this earth, man.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that had a lot to do with it being a different time?
No, I just think the boy is bad.
Okay.
I mean, he's family, but my family is fast and strong, but this joker is lightning fast
Wow.
and strong.
Wow.
And 185-pound tailbacks. I mean, you have to look at the scope of it. 185-pound tailbacks are hard to come by.
Absolutely.
When they're this thick and this strong. Man, I just hurt my hand hitting the cat, man. You're talking about a stud. And this young man, ladies and gentlemen, if you would, put your hands together for, because we have a trough of these cats coming up here tonight. This young man hails from the Potomac School.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for class of 2014 graduate on his way to Brown University, Mr. Jalen Broom.
Wow.
Jalen, first off, I know, right? First question I have to ask you is this: why Brown?
Just the fit. It felt like my high school. I really enjoyed playing at my high school and just being around the kids at my high school. So when I went up on my visit, it just felt like home.
Now, when you went on your visit, how many days did you stay there, or was it overnight, or you stayed a couple of days?
I went up there Friday and I left Saturday evening.
Okay, so one full day.
Yeah.
Before Skip jumps in, I just want to ask you this, for those who don't know, when you go on a college visit as a recruit in football, tell us what that experience is like.
It's a real personal experience. They take you around the school, give you a tour, then they set you up with a player. The player takes you around campus, just shows you the ropes about the school.
Okay. Now, did you party? You don't have to tell anybody out there, but did you party?
Yeah, we went out.
Y'all went out there? Skip, take it away.
Say very low key on that one.
Now, did the party? He said, well,
Some things are better left alone, right? You learned it at a very early age. I admire you for that.
I'll get it out there before the night's over.
Now, Brown University, now you have to correct me if I'm wrong with this, but when I think of Brown University, I think of Ivy League. And if I'm correct in saying Ivy League, obviously you are prepared academically to meet the challenge that you are going to have as a student first and then athlete second. Was that a part of your thinking before you made the decision?
Yeah, my parents have always put me through, I would say, rigorous academic schools. So there was always a plan to go to a school that would challenge me and prepare me for whatever I decided to do in my future.
Okay, now in terms of your future aspirations, which I know you have some, and we don't want to think too far down the road, but I know when I was playing basketball at GW, and even before GW, coming out of high school, I always wanted to make it into the NBA. I fell short, didn't make it into the NBA, and that's okay, but I had that as one of my ultimate goals. Do you have the NFL as an ultimate goal for you, or is it more about being the best student athlete you can be, and you'll just take whatever comes out of that?
Well, as an athlete, like, you always want to strive for the best. So then playing in the NFL is a goal, but it's not like my first priority. I would like to get my doctorate of physical therapy, become a physical therapist at the end of the day.
Do me a favor, man. You're so cool, man. You make Ice jealous. Throw your voice to your daddy back there. You know what I mean by throw your voice? Like, no, not a shout out. That means talk loud enough so he can hear you. All right, so just act like he just punished you, put you in timeout or something, and you're upset about it. All right?
I got it.
My man, slide the mic up to you a little bit more. I want to make sure all the peoples can hear you. Skip, Jalen, those of you who are watching the show now live, feel free to text the question to 301-996-0052. I'm on the phone now looking at some questions that are coming in, and some of these questions, you guys are very, very bright. I got to give you that. Jalen, 2,100 and something yards. Like, that's almost 200 yards a game. Didn't you get tired?
Yeah.
I mean, I got tired of watching and hearing about you, man. You just flying. So what is it about that program? What was it about this season? What was it about your teammates that aided you in such prolific performance on the football field?
Just my coaches and my teammates just always put me in positions to be successful, and they always, after a game, they know I probably need a little bit more rest, so they help me out with that and allow me to prepare for each game the following week and just get after it.
Okay. Now, when you say rest and preparation, give me an idea what preparation means. Tell those folks out there, especially younger ones who want to play football at a high level, what does preparation mean?
We actually watched a lot more film this year, so just getting in, watching film, a lot of install type things, a lot of game planning stuff for each team every week. So you just have to be locked in every week when it comes to film, when it comes to install, so you're prepared for each opponent.
Now, as it relates to Brown University's football team, in regards to the depth chart, from a running back standpoint, how much competition do you have, and with that competition, do you have an opportunity to compete for the starting running back position?
Right now, they do have a senior running back who is their starter right now. I do think I have a chance at competing because the backs are like different style of backs. I think I'm more of a scat back and I'm more of a strong, powerful type back. So I think I have a chance of competing and getting some playing time early.
Okay. Now, maybe you and Roland can help me out on this, but
Oh, yeah, definitely can help.
as going in as a running back
Yes.
on the depth chart,
Did
is
you not
there
play running back, boy? Okay, just want to make sure. All right, good.
is there a possibility that you may be playing another position your freshman year, and then moving into full-time position as a running back your sophomore year, or are you just going to stick with the running back position?
There was talk of me playing either corner or running back. Right now, it's running back, but it's subject to change.
Okay, now in high school, did you play both ways?
Yeah,
And what was the other position you played?
corner.
Okay, okay.
At 180? Man, that's a big corner. So typically you put on about 5 to 10 pounds of muscle every year when you're in college. So you're looking at about a 200-pound corner tailback, just based on 5 pounds a year alone. Now my freshman year, I was actually switched to tight end. And one of the starter tight end was hurt, another one transferred, so we only had 3 on the roster. And I was petrified, because as a freshman, what you laughing at? I was petrified because as a freshman, we went out to Penn State. And we only took 3 tight ends, and we had a double tight end set. And one of the other tight ends got hurt, so I had to go in the game as a freshman. And after I finished throwing up, they figured, you know what, let's not put Grimes out there. I was like, thank you, Jesus. As a freshman, I was just great.
Totally different level.
My butt handed to me. I watched those guys hit and move around as a freshman. I said, Lord, I didn't know anything that big could move that fast. Now, before I depart from you, let me ask you about your interest in getting your PhD in what?
I wanted to get my doctorate of physical therapy, so I had to go to grad school for 3 years, physical therapy program in Gillette.
Super. Now, what made you interested, other than the fact that you're an athlete, what else made you interested in physical therapy or anything related to the health or medical field?
Well, just my mom. She's an emergency care doctor, so just being around her all the time. And I actually broke my leg in summer of my 9th grade year, and then that just sort of like opened me to the world of physical therapy.
Okay. Now, how instrumental were your parents in helping you to make the decision on where to go to school? I know the boilerplate answer is, oh, they were very instrumental, but you know, my parents were, you know, kind of got out of my way for the most part and let the process kind of take care of itself as those jokers were coming into my living room. But in your case, tell me, how much time did you really spend with them to talk about this process and what your final decision was going to be?
I talked to them about it, but they really let me just whatever I felt about a school, they just let me sort of go with it and just see where it took me.
Okay, now remember when you make this decision, this was on you. As soon as you get on that plane or on that bus and head up, all right, we're gonna stay on top of you, man, but when do you report for summer school or for camp? Which one is, are you going during the summer or?
I'm not going until training camp on August 21st.
Okay, so between now and then, I can work out with you? Get your bench press up to 475 pounds? Man, that'll work.
Wow. Now, this is one of the first times in a long time that I am outnumbered.
It's usually basketball.
And by that I mean there's 2 football players appeared. I'm the only basketball guy.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Roland, payback is coming.
I know it is, because you got somebody
have a
about 9
basketball
feet
player.
tall
That's right.
coming over the joint.
Yeah.
All right, well, look, do me a favor, folks. Put your hands together for my good friend, Mr. Jalen Broom from Brown University. Let's hear it for him. Everybody say, I got a cousin that heard Nicholas. You look just like him for some reason. We got to talk. I'm going to put your picture up next to Harry's on Facebook and say, never mind. Talk to you, man. Hey, folks, look here. Rolling Bubble Grimes. Wait, man, reach over there. Rolling Bubble Grimes, Rolling Grimes, not the sports entertainment show. We'll be right back in a few minutes. Sit tight. I just want to satisfy you.
I just wanna satisfy you, 'cause you're not mine, I can't deny it. Don't you hear me talking, baby? Love me now, I'll go crazy.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Sweet thing. Let's give a hand, everybody. Live! You coming back. Woo! She held the woo.
Impromptu.
She held that. All right, folks, thanks for coming back. Rolling Bubble Grimes, Rolling Grimes Show live, not just sports entertainment. I just wanted to make clarification for you that my good friend Jalen Broom went to Potomac School in McLean, Virginia. So I apologize. I said the state of Maryland. That's because I took all those hits, Skip, when I was playing ball. So sometimes I keep forgetting which side of the board I'm driving on when I'm leaving D.C. But it's in McLean, Virginia. Did I get that right, folks?
Yes, sir.
All right. But Brown University is in Rhode Island.
Absolutely.
That part I know. Did I get that right?
That's a fact.
All right. So I already told him make sure he enjoys the Italian restaurants up there. There's gonna be a bunch of them. I can't wait to come up there and eat with Guccinelli and them cats. You get you some cannoli. I told him I was gonna tell that joke. He didn't believe me. I just told him. I'm back. Roland Bubba Grimes here with my good friend, Mr. Wilbur Skipper, Mr. Self-Empowerment. And to my left and your right, do me a favor if you would, put your hands together for on his way to University of Louisville University, to play for the Cardinal under Coach Rick Pitino. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Chinanu Anuwaku. Did I put the hyphen right there? Is it Anuwaku or Anuwaka?
It's Onawaku and there's no hyphen.
Okay. See, I can tell now I'm going to open up a can of whoop behind for you.
Well, you are. I told you, basketball guys,
But here's my problem, though. He has a bigger brother that played for Syracuse.
Wow.
Who's like 4 times my size and width, man. I mean, not necessarily the girth, but I mean, just his shoulders and his. So if I hit this cat, man, it takes both me and you, man. So I can't jump on him yet. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Chinanu Anuwaku is an all-metropolitan basketball player from the Washington, D.C. area by way of Riverdale Baptist High School. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Super. And you're on your way to Louisville to play for not the reigning, because they won 2 years ago, national champion Louisville Cardinal. Off the cuff, man, what made you decide to go to Louisville over places like my alma mater? Sir, what made you decide to choose Louisville, son?
I chose Louisville because it felt like the right place, you know. I felt comfortable around the players and the coaches. I have a chance to start also, and I want to win the national championship.
And you want to win the national championship. Now, you know Louisville is in Kentucky, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Bluegrass.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
Yep, that's what they call it. Now, as you make your way to Louisville, and of course you're going to be playing for one of the legendary college basketball
Who
coaches
used to be an assistant coach at Syracuse.
of all time. What was a couple of things that really impressed you, and not only about Coach Pitino, but about the coaching staff that had some heavy weight on your decision, in addition to what you just said regarding your choice that you made?
They just kept it real with me, you know. They didn't just tell me everything I wanted to hear. They told me that I was gonna have to work hard and that they just wasn't gonna give me everything.
Okay. And now as you prepare for that journey, now you leave on Monday, is that correct?
Yeah, Monday.
Okay. Now are you going to be participating in any summer programs, at workout programs to prepare you?
I gotta go
for
to summer school and I gotta do summer workouts.
Okay. And what position are you going to be competing for?
Center.
Center? And you're what, 6'10"?
Yeah, 6'10".
And you're wearing what, about 230, 240?
Like 225.
Okay. So throughout the summer, are you planning to bulk up a little bit?
Yeah, they want me to
muscle?
put on more muscle. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have one request for you throughout the year, and I'm going to be following you and watching you as well. I watched a lot of Louisville's games last year. I have one request for you. I want you to get at least one dunk every game.
Okay.
And I know that's very easy for you, so that's why I kept it mild. But then your sophomore year, we're going to move it up to 3.
Okay.
And then your junior year, 5, and your senior year, 10.
What's wrong with you, man?
Well, that's what basketball guys do.
He can do that. Everybody walks off the court, man. It's not like Charles Barkley.
No, there's a big difference, folks. Don't get it twisted. I am not Charles Barkley. There's a big difference. Now, I can be controversial, but I am not Charles
But you're
Barkley.
not 375,
No,
right?
absolutely not.
Chinanu, high school, did you lift weights much in high school?
No, not that much.
Is there any reason why you didn't? Was it because of the program, the time, or it just wasn't part of your repertoire?
Probably just wasn't part of my repertoire, you know. I just really didn't need to bulk up for high school basketball.
Now in college, everybody lifts weights, including the athletic trainers. So, I mean, everybody's in the gym working out all the time, and they're lifting weights. I mean, you can't believe it, but some of the skinniest guys that you see in the pros, they still lift weights. So you're gonna be living on those weights, man, and enjoy the heck out of them. But in terms of things like conditioning, running, do you run sprints, do you run distance, combination of the two, or do you kind of wait until the season starts and then you go run when they tell you?
Kind of both, you know. It just depends on how I'm feeling one day.
So if it's 95 degrees, you're not going out there?
Probably not.
Now, but what I understand, you had a heck of an arm. You could have been a quarterback.
Yeah.
Left-handed too, right?
Nah, I'm right-handed.
You're right-handed? You just look like you throw with your left.
Nah.
So you can throw a ball almost, 65 yards, give or take?
Probably 50.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow. That's a big time.
You've been recruited as a quarterback too.
Now, when I look back on my basketball career, especially when I left Anacostia High School, I didn't go to Division I right away. I went to a junior college. But still, the one thing that I realized was that it was a different pace going from high school to college, even on the junior college level. And then, of course, when I finished at Southeast Community College and signed with GW, it was another level. Now, the pace that you're going to be faced with at Louisville, is that going to be very challenging for you in terms, because I know you realize it was a difference between playing at Riverdale Baptist and playing against that talent and the speed of the game versus what you're going to be experiencing at Louisville.
Yeah, I think it's going to be challenging because they like to run a lot. They like to go up and down. So, I mean, we do that in high school, but I know it's not as fast as they are because a lot of people are like, they can play football if they wanted to, but they choose basketball.
Yeah.
Question, man. What are you interested in studying when you get to school?
Communications.
Okay. So now, first thing with communication, you gotta make sure that you're talking to the mic.
Okay.
All right. So, what is it about communication that interests you, son?
I want to become a sports broadcaster.
Really? Like Skip?
Yeah.
Oh, you can do it, brother. Come on, we love
So
that.
every summer you can have your internship on the Roland and Skip show.
Okay.
We're gonna change the name.
Okay.
All right, look, before we let you go, you have graduation tomorrow, son. I do appreciate you coming in tonight, spending some time with us. But you've had some other people in your life that have helped you navigate this process. Tell me about some of those people, family, friends, and of course, you're not gonna be able to tell about everybody because we don't have enough time for you to mention everybody that's deposited into your life. But tell me about some of those folks who have had a major impact on your growth and development, especially throughout high school.
Two most important people. One is my mom. That's because she's been there through everything with me, and the other one is my aunt. And she's the real reason how I got scholarships, because she helped me keep my grades up, so I'll be able to play.
Okay, super. And hopefully before the night's over, we get a chance to talk to your aunt about you, and she'll tell us some secrets. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Is that cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, folks, do me a favor, put your hands together for Mr. Chinalu Anawaka. See you on the basketball court. All right, we're gonna take a quick station break, Keisha, and we'll be right back in about 47 seconds. Roland Grimes Show. See you again. I know you're coming. Talk to you now. Once again, thank you. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, please text them to me at 301-996-0052. I'm Roland Bubba Grimes here on the Roland Grimes Show live. Not just sports entertainment with my good friend, Mr. Wilbert Skipper, Mr. Self-Empowerment. For those of you who've just come into the restaurant, we actually take a live show here at Everlasting Life at least once a week. Tonight is a very special occasion. But typically we take on Tuesday nights and soon moving to Wednesday nights. And you can find our show on our website at grimesnation.com. That's grimesnation.com. But we're actually streaming live right now as we do a salute to some of the members of the class of 2014. Man, when I graduated from high school, I couldn't imagine what 2014 was going to be like. And now we're here, man, I'm watching these jokers, man, go from little baby sucking their thumb now to driving.
Totally different.
Driving by me and not even giving me a ride, son. Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor if you would, as I present to you, to my left. I'm sorry, my mommy is telling me something. Is it me? to my left and your right, I'd like you to do me a favor if you would, and put your hands together for another member of the class of 2014, ladies and gentlemen. He's on his way to Frostburg State University here in the state of Maryland, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tillon Brooks. Now, on this one, I have to do some personal disclosure. Tillon Brooks is actually my biological nephew.
Wow.
And he, as I am, representing the Mustangs of Bishop McNamara High School, and I would be remiss if I didn't speak on the fact that they lost one of their coaches, assistant coaches, earlier this week, actually toward the end of last week, And he was a legendary football player at Roosevelt High School.
Coach Tillman.
And actually, I didn't realize it when I saw him, but I was a follower of his when he was in high school. We came through around the same time, but unfortunately, he met with untimely death. But our prayers go out to his friends, family, and all the members of Bishop McNamara High School, Theodore Roosevelt, McDonough, and in many other places and lives that he's touched along the way. Mr. Tillin Brooks, you are on your way to Frostburg State University, and from what I understand from last I checked my tapes, you are a linebacker.
Yes, sir.
Now, question for you right off the break. What's wrong with you? Do you know that you have to have like something missing inside your cerebellum to play a position like linebacker? Did you really just enjoy hitting people, or you just had no place else to go?
I really enjoy hitting people. I sometimes wake up a little angry in the morning. I get to take it out on people just because I felt like it.
So it was a good place for you to get rid of your anger. So you hit people so hard you damn near hurt yourself, huh?
Yeah.
So as we get ready to move forward with this, what made you decide to go to Frostburg? I know that you felt comfortable on your visit, all that great stuff, but there's some other reasons why I'm sure, beyond just the visit, that you decided to choose Frostburg State University to study academically as well as play football. Tell me about Frostburg.
They have a up-and-coming program. I really like their new head coach. I like this vision in the program. I feel like I can fit in their new scheme that they're going to run this up-and-coming year. And I felt like I could start my first year. And I looked up, some information. They're pretty high on the list of schools in Maryland in terms of academically. So I wanted to challenge myself academically also, so I could be a better man.
Now, as you move forward with your soon-to-be college career at Frostburg State, what are some of the other things that you want to pursue in addition to being a student athlete at the school? I mean, things outside of the sport and outside of being a student athlete.
That's a great question. Other activities might you be interested in?
I mean,
I hear you play a mean drum.
Yeah, I like the drums. I'm gonna see if they have a program where I can, play the drums. I can't really be in the band because they play during the football games, but I'm a, or maybe start my own club. Drums, dancers, make a group, so. But I'm trying to be an accountant when I get older, and people told me that's gonna be a lot of work, so that's probably gonna take up a lot of my time. Yeah.
Okay, so you thinking about being an accountant so you can account all my money?
Yeah.
Skip, by the time you graduate, you're going to be multi-millionaires.
Absolutely.
Self-empowerment. Tillin Brooks will be our accountant. Tillin, real quick, Skip, before we jump back in, I wanted to throw this out to you as well. Now, there are a lot of great schools in the state of Maryland and Pennsylvania, Virginia, just all around this area. And I know it's a tough decision to make because once you receive all of your acceptance letters to kind of fish through all of that, what were some of the things that you experienced while you were reviewing these acceptance letters and trying to make that decision? How stressful was that process, or did you find it to be just one big party?
It was a little stressful because some people told me I should go a certain place, and I felt like I should be at another place.
Syracuse. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I really wanted to go to a HBCU, but I soon found out that might not be the right fit for me. Socially, yeah, but I didn't think I could focus, so I went up to the visit on Frostburg, and I found out that clearly was the right fit for me, and I feel like I made the right decision.
Now, when you think about Frostburg State College, and of course you mentioned earlier that you're going to have an opportunity to compete, you must be extremely excited about the fact that you have an opportunity to not sit on the bench your first year. You and Roland probably know more about on the football side, but from what I understand, that it's not unusual for a football player to go off in school in his freshman year with a red shirt. You spoke about having an opportunity to play right away. You have to be excited about that.
Yeah, you just hurt all your competition.
I'm very excited about that. I looked up, players that's on the list right now. and if I can compete against them, and I feel like I can find a starting job my first year.
And the other thing that I commend you on, it's not to say that it's not the same for other football, basketball players, or whatever student athletes in regards to where they decided to go to school. But the one thing that I didn't have when I went off to school after my high school year, I went to junior college in Fairbury, Nebraska, 2,100 miles away from home. So I didn't have that close family support. I had family support from a distance. And by you being in Frostburg, obviously, your family can come see your games, they can come up and visit you. You have to be happy about that as well.
Yeah, my family actually been supporting me ever since I was 4 years old, starting intramural basketball. And they just kept riding with me all the way up to my senior year. And I couldn't ask for a better family to be there for me. And now I'm close to home, so they can, come out to my college games also too. So.
And one thing I like to say, and folks, I have not been paid to say what I am going to say. This is not for a commercial. There's no financial compensation coming to me for this. I'm going to get that later on. I know that's coming. But I want to say to you that before you were even born or even thought about, I was taken in by your family, by your mom, your dad, your sister Sonia, and I went to high school together, Carmen. And
His sister Sonia.
I'm sorry.
What a biological transformation.
Exactly. Y'all excuse me, folks, okay? But I just want to say...
She'll take that, though. She's young enough to be, she look young enough to be a sister.
I just want to say to you that I absolutely agree with you. I didn't walk in your shoes with your mom and your family, but your family took me in, and they were like my second family in high school. So I do agree with you, and you're speaking the absolute truth. You have a marvelous family, great, great family. The Grimes family is off the hook.
Oh, man.
Matter of fact, can I say this?
Yeah, man.
I wasn't going to say it because I wanted Sonia and your mom to get a copy of the book and all that, but I did mention the Grimes family in my new book.
Sure did.
Absolutely. The Grimes family is a part of my story. I mentioned it in the book. I don't know if Roland Bubba Grimes said anything, but anyway, it's out there. You are a part of life's constant struggles.
That's it. Grimes Nation,
Yep.
life's constant struggles to success.
Yep.
All right, big man, you're going to be struggling all summer getting ready for this this training camp. When are you leaving to go to your next destination, my brother?
Well, I'm officially leaving August 14th, but I'm going to take summer school in PG Community College,
Okay.
so I can knock down a couple of credits, so it wouldn't be a burden on me throughout the school year during football season, so I can focus on it.
All right, super. So I'll be over your house. We can practice some hitting in the backyard. I'll get the football and you just practice bringing it down. You good? I love you too. All right, folks, put your hands together for my good friend, nephew, and beloved member of the Grimes Nation, Mr. Tiller Brooks. All right, man. Love you, boy. DJ, the real DJ. Come on and see. Thank you, my newfound friends. We actually do this live on live stream, and we also edit this and put it on our website at grimesnation.com. We'll be sure and pass some cards out to you a little bit later. Also, we have some gift packs for you, some samples of real-time pain relief. One of the great things about being an athlete is pain. And one of the great things about relieving pain is real-time pain relief medication. You'll learn a little bit more about it as you get older, especially when you finish playing football. That pain jumps on you like
It will happen.
like that frog just jumped in my chest. So, Miss Markeisha, somebody up there needs a glass of water. Can you draft Mr. Tiller Brooks to bring me a glass, please? I would appreciate it. I do make this look easy, but you have to understand, I'm the hardest
Working, man.
on internet. Ladies, believe it or not, we actually take 183 shows in 2 years.
Wow. And I can't let Roland say that without saying a few other things. Some of this you may understand and some of it you may not. But in doing that over the course of almost 2 years, we never had a director in our ear.
No teleprompters.
No teleprompters.
No script.
So, having said that, we had very, very little room for error. And when you get in front of the camera and the microphone and things of that nature, you have to make those two things become your best friend in order for you to deliver, be natural, with passion, and come across the right way. So when you compare the Roland Grimes show as it relates to that, I think, and I'm not just tooting our own horn for the sake of doing it, but I think we've done a marvelous job for not having done that over the past 2 years.
And we also make our guests feel rather comfortable. Tell them, did you feel comfortable up here, man?
Yes.
You could have stayed here for like another 2.5 days. Ladies and gentlemen, I know he's going to walk in here in a second. He doesn't know I'm getting ready to embarrass him, but let's see if he comes in. This young man coming in the door, if he comes in, is a legendary guitarist here in the Washington, D.C. area. Has played with everybody and their mother. And right now his son is on tour as a drummer for a group called, for a singer, for an artist named Wale. And he owns a studio right around the corner of Central Avenue, Mr. Roland Young. Hopefully he'll come in a second. Like we said, a few words to us. Ready to go? Oh, you been going? Oh, we already introed in? When did we do that?
Like 5 minutes.
All right, folks, Roland Grimes show live, not just sports entertainment. To my right, my resident archaeologist, Mr. Wilbur Skipper, Mr. Self-Empowerment, with his brand new book, Life's Constant Struggles to Success. Ladies, if you ever had a chance to see his book, you can find it on Amazon.com. We also have some copies of it here with this DVD. Skip, do me a favor. I have this young man next to me, man, that I love dearly. And I recruited him real hard to play for Bishop McNamara High School, but he had a vision to win like 18 championships in his lifetime, so he decided to go to some school I can't even pronounce, the Matha Catholic.
I think it's the Matha Stags.
Yeah, in Hydesville, Maryland, somewhere near there. And you have some stuff in your book that my good friend here might find very interesting when you talk about growing up and dealing with adversity, etc. And I want you to share that with him in a second. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, do yourselves a favor with me, and let's give my next guest a hand. His name is Mr. Dale Matthews Jr., better known as DJ, from DeMatha High School on his way to Richmond University. Let's give him a hand. Now, Skip, as you think of that point, I want you folks to understand that these folks who are going to college to play ball, it seems like it's an easy thing. Sometimes it seems like it's a given, but trust me, it is not. When you look at, especially football, Skip, alone, it's almost like a funnel. So if you all don't know, there's about 100,000 seniors who are playing football in various high schools across the country. And out of that, only about 3,500 or so at the most get Division I football scholarships.
Absolutely.
And then when you go to Division II, 1AA, what it used to be called or whatever, you may look at somewhere in the neighborhood, I don't know, 7,000 to 9,000 out of that 100,000. So these scholarships, this opportunity to play at the next level is not a gimme.
Exactly.
It's something that you really have to prepare for, and actually have to be quite fortunate. This young man played linebacker this year for DeMatha. No, you played on the line. No, you played linebacker this year.
Yep.
And in previous years, you played on the line.
Yep.
As you think about that transition from line where your hand is in the ground to linebacker where you're standing up and staring at that cat like me that's chomping at the bit coming down on you, what was the biggest difference between playing on the line and playing linebacker? I'm gonna slide your mic up too.
Okay. Well, the biggest difference is on the line, you have less time to react, because you got somebody right in front of you. And at linebacker, you have a bit more time to react, but at the same time, you have a bigger responsibility when you're playing middle linebacker to, control the defense and, make sure everybody knows what they're doing. And, it's kind of a feel thing. It's hard to explain, but, it was, for most people, it's a tough transition. But for me, I played linebacker in Little League and as a freshman. And then I broke my ankle my freshman year, and the next couple of years I played DA.
You know, it's interesting because that was one position I never ever had a desire to play. And I played about almost every position on the field, but middle linebacker scared the bejeebus out of me. And I actually have two of you jokers sitting on this show tonight. Now, Skip, you can't tell when like middle linebackers look at you, they don't really say much. They just have this look in their eye, and you know, as if they want to go right through you. They're not even looking at you. They're looking through you at that wall where they really want to take you deep down in life. Now, also, the thrust and the force is a lot more violent from the linebacker position than it is from the lineman position. How did you adjust to that, Mr. Matthew?
Well, that was at first it was a big shock for me because usually, you know, when you're on the D line, you know, it's quick, you know, they say and you're right there. But at linebacker, you know, you're getting people chances to run up to you and get a full head of steam coming at you, and likewise for you, you have a full head of steam. So, you know, it creates bigger collisions.
Collision. Yeah. Look at he said collision with a smile on his face. He didn't tell it would have knocked me simple if I had played. Well, crazy.
Well, one of the things first of all that I want to say before I talk a little bit about some helpful things in the book that I think all of the athletes here today that are getting ready to go on to college can benefit from is the fact that you said something before we actually went on the air. And I'm not even sure if you remember what you said, but one thing about Mr. Self-Empowerment, I'm very observant, and the one tool that I've learned throughout my life that is extremely valuable is being a great listener. If you can become a great listener, you can become a great communicator. Because before you disseminate your information or you react or respond, your thought process will be in the right place. But you said yes sir to Roland. Now, in this day and time, folks, I want you to understand, that was a requirement when we were growing up. Yes sir, yes ma'am. But in this day and time, with the generation we're dealing with now, I personally don't hear that much. And so I was motivated and empowered by him, and that's what I do for them. I motivate other people and empower other people to be the best that they can be every day. But this young man, you said yes sir to Roland. And so that took me to another level. Now, in regards to my new book, Life's Constant Struggles to Success, I talk about staying focused, remaining confident, being determined. And the one thing that I would say to you and all the other athletes that were here is as you pursue that journey, you want to make the NFL, you want to try to make it to the NBA, but use the NFL and the NBA work ethic as your way to be the best that you can be in life. And if you do that, despite whether or not you make it to the NBA or the NFL, you will be successful.
Thanks.
Work ethic. Now, DeMatha has like 732 people on their varsity. How do they make a decision to play you over the other 87 middle linebackers that's trying out, you know, your senior year? You laughing? I'm dead serious, man. You guys get off the bus, it looks like you just got off a Boeing 747 or something. So, I mean, it has to be pretty competitive, or do the rest of them just suck? They just look like they do.
No, you know, it's always competitive at DeMatha, even though we don't have 730, as you said. No, it's about
okay, 720.
Oh yeah, but you know, it's really competitive, and every year, even if the previous year you started, you always have to come in the 2 days in the training camp and earn positioning. So that's always difficult, but you know, what makes you better, the competition makes you better, because you know, all season we're working with each other as well as competing, because you know, it really helps the work ethic that you have.
Now, in a few months, you're going to be playing for a team that has a big freaking spider on the side of its head. Every time I see it on television, it creeps me out, man. You're going to Richmond University. Now, what made you decide to attend Richmond University?
You know, I like the coaches up there, and you know, although it's a great football program, but the chance to get that type of education, it really doesn't come often, you know. And if I could use football to get that type of education, you know, it's a great tool, you know. So the education and you know the coaches and the players, you know, when I went on my visit, it was just a great environment, and we had a lot of fun.
Well, your aunt Sonia has arachnophobia, so she won't be able to watch you. Because she'll be sitting in front of the TV screen going, oh, little spiders. You got a big freaking spider. You ever seen that helmet?
I have.
Man, I would just jump on the ground. You wouldn't even have to tackle me, man. Just come in with that big spider. Skip, we're getting ready to close up, man. Hit him with one. Hit him with the one in Van, and then we're gonna get Ms. Brooks up here to talk to.
Okay, well, Richmond University is very rich in terms of their football tradition. I think just about every year, every other year, they're competing in some type of championship football series. So, having said that, you picked a great school to be able to compete, I'm sure, for the starting position at linebacker. Now, when you look at what you're going to be doing this off-season, well, before you actually go into the full training camp, are there any new work ethic tools that you're going to incorporate into your regimen that you feel is going to help better prepare you for what you're going to be faced with in the fall?
You know, it's everywhere I go and everybody I talk to, they say, you know, college is it's a whole different level. It's a faster pace. You know, everybody's bigger, faster, stronger. So, not necessarily am I going to add anything, but I just feel like I have to push harder and do everything 10 times as hard as I did all my other years, and increase everything I do by, you know, 10 times, 100 times, you know, because the level in college is way tougher than high school, and I feel like DeMatha has gotten me prepared for that. To, you know, even though you're done high school, they still push you to, you know, try to earn a spot on the college team, you know, earn a position starting or whatever you're gonna do. You know, they push you to keep working harder and harder and harder. So.
Man, that's great. Now, what are you hoping to study at Richmond?
Business.
Okay.
My major's gonna be business, and I'll either business economics or business finance.
You know, one of the things, Skip, that's happened over the years, the difference between Division I and the lower divisions of football has shrunk quite a bit. When you had programs like Michigan and they played teams like Appalachian State, you know, 20, 25 years ago, the score would be 77-0 by the end of the first quarter. So because these programs now are year-round, and because athletes now are starting year-round training as early as the 7th or 8th grade, you'll find that you have NFL caliber players, you know, right in your locker room, regardless of what school that you go to. So I commend you for taking this opportunity to go out there and put your best foot forward. And we look forward to seeing you over the next 4 or 5 years at the University of Richmond. Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor if you would, put your hands together for my other adopted nephew, Mr. DJ Bill Matthews, as he heads toward the University of Richmond. Thank you. Lastly, Roland Bubba Grimes here on the Roland Grimes Show Live, not just sports entertainment. Again, you can find us on GrimesNation.com as we stream live. The folks here at Everlasting Life are wrapping up the evening. They have a wonderful vegan cuisine here at 9185 Central Avenue in Capitol Heights, Maryland. So you hear some of the folks ride by with their carts as they pack it in for the night. That's one thing about me, Skip. I know how to close down a restaurant. Usually I'm eating. Very rarely am I talking. So at this point in time, I wanted to bring up another gentleman who actually isn't graduating from the class of 2014, but kind of sort of is.
He's responsible.
Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor if you would. To my left and your right, I'd like to introduce you to the parent of Mr. Jalen Broom, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kevin Broom. Now, Kevin, for those of us out there in TV land and the people watching in Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan and wherever else they standing, tell us a little bit about what did you instill in Jalen Broom? What did you and Mrs. instill in Jalen Broom from the time he started, you and Doctor, I'm sorry, I've been corrected. You and Mrs. Doctor instilled in Jalen Broom early on that has put him in a position that he could sit next to me, hold a conversation, and then head toward Brown University to do his thing? What were 2 or 3 of those things that you beat in his head when he was young before his head swelled up?
Well, I think early on we put a lot of fear in him,
That'll work.
so that he understood who was in charge. And then the way we live, by respecting others, respecting our family, and doing hard work at whatever positions we held. I think he had a chance to see that, and that was always our expectation. So going to a college was never a question. It was never anything but where are you going to college? As a matter of fact, where are you going to grad school? Because, I mean, high school, that's just a stepping stone right now. That's no big deal.
And undergraduate school now is almost a stepping stone.
Yeah, in order to compete, because it's a global economy now, so you have to really come prepared to get good positions and make some money.
Now, as parents, being you and your wife, did you all, from a collective standpoint, kind of let your son move into the arena of athletics that he wanted to without pushing him or saying, hey son, I think you should do this versus that? Or did you play a big role in suggesting to him that maybe he should do one sport versus the other?
We pushed him. Actually, I pushed him. I lived vicariously through him. I threw him on the football field, and he was always athletic, even as a 4-year-old. But once he got into that, we exposed him to all kinds of sports. He played soccer. He actually was the point guard on his high school team, 2-year captain. I even sent him to First Tee golf program,
Okay.
so he could see that. His sister's a swimmer, so we exposed him to a lot of different things, just as we exposed him to music, various books, and all kinds of academic activities as well.
Now, the job of parenting, I don't know if it's parenting, I don't know if it's harder or easier than it was 30, 40 years ago, because 30, 40 years ago I wasn't a parent, but there seems to be a consensus among people that I talk to that parenting has taken a very rigid turn for the difficulty, on the difficulty scale, because you have many interferences and many distractions that we didn't have coming up. We had the neighborhoods, we had the extended families, but now you have, neighborhoods that aren't as collegial as they used to be when we were growing up, and then you have the social media landscape. As a parent, and your son was born right into it. I remember I was your son's age when I saw the first microwave. Now he grew up with a microwave. What or how is it that you were able to transfer some of those things that you all grew up with into your son in light of the kind of dimension that they're functioning in right now?
I think there's a couple of things. I think one is that we have a very large family, a very connected family, just as Sonia and you and Y and various people. So we're always around family. The other thing is, I think that we use sports as a way to keep him out of various other things. So he was always busy. He's been busy since he was 7, playing sports year round. So he never had an opportunity to get into things that he shouldn't get into. We made also the choice early on to send him to independent schools, so that he was always surrounded by other people who were focused on academics and exposing their children to a lot of various different positive things.
Now one of the things that I experienced by way of having a conversation, actually my parents had a conversation with me at a very early age when I was playing sports about peer pressure, about dealing with that outside the home, because we know even though your son is in a 2-parent home, I was in a 2-parent home, Roland was in a 2-parent home, that you still have to go outside of the home. You have to deal with those elements outside of there. What kind of conversations did you and your wife have with your son about those times where you all probably wouldn't be around?
I can't say that we had conversations. Jalen deserves a lot of the credit, because he's always been a pretty good kid, pretty smart. pretty self-assured. And I think Tillin, it seems like DJ and probably Shanano are all kind of quiet kids.
Okay.
And so those quiet kids, a lot of times, they know what they need to do. They don't show it a lot. They're leaders, but they lead by example, not by being boisterous or doing anything, negative. So I can't really take credit for Jalen being the way he is and staying out of trouble. He kind of did that for himself. I think that probably has to do with us keeping him or steering him in the right direction and keeping him out of trouble and putting him with good people.
Okay.
Last question for you, man. As he gets ready to hit the Brown University, have you cried yourself to sleep yet? Or you just don't want to admit it in public?
Well, we'll see what happens when he actually leaves. Right now, I'm looking forward to getting my car back. Because he doesn't have anything to do right now. So, like I said, I'm driving a rental. And so we'll see what happens. Fortunately, Brown is an hour flight or a 6-hour drive. And fortunately, unlike basketball, football is played Saturday, so it'll be rather easy to get to all of his games. So I'll still be able to see him. And I got one more behind him that deserves a lot of time.
Yeah, if I could get in one more question, because you spoke briefly about it before we actually went on the air, about Brown University being a little bit different from other universities in the sense that there's no scholarships, I believe. Mm-hmm. So can you talk a little bit about that? Because I think that's important for people to know that there are universities out there where you don't get scholarships, and so the financial burden becomes one that the parents have to play a big role in facilitating.
Yeah, so even after sending him to the Potomac School and other independent schools that cost a lot of money, we thought we'd be off the hook. But the Ivy League, all of the schools in the Ivy League have a policy where they don't give athletic nor merit scholarships, because I think their view is that every student that goes there is outstanding. And so how do you determine which ones get money for those things? The only way you can get money for an Ivy League school is to get financial need. And unfortunately, you have to be really down and out to receive some financial aid to those schools.
So you and your money are going to Brown with your son?
Actually, it's going to be a lot of loans going to Brown.
All right, folks, look, we just want to take this moment, if we can, once again, to give a big round of applause to all of these members of the class of 2014 who have joined us tonight. Richmond University, Louisville University, Frostburg State University, Brown University. Did I miss anybody?
Louisville.
Richmond and Louisville. Folks, once again, Roland Bubba Grimes from Roland Grimes Show Live, Not Just Sports Entertainment. I want to thank you once again, Mr. Kevin Broom, and of course, my co-host, Mr. Self-Empowerment, Mr. Wilbur Skipper, for joining us on this special edition of the Roland Grimes Not Just Sports Entertainment Show, Roland Grimes Show Live. You can find us on GrimesNation.com, YouTube, The Roland Grimes Show, and various other parts of social media and on our website. Once again, we want to thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday on the next edition as we talk health once again on our show. Good night and God bless.